This fall, Wizards of the Coast and 20th Century Fox are proud to present a very special experience where Mark Rosewater takes you on a journey of design mistakes and incredible standard changes. The Fault in Our Sets, coming soon to a web browser near you. Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of the Magic Show. This time we're talking all about Khans of Tarkir, the wedge set to end all wedge sets, and holy mother of God, fetch lands, and not just Zendikar fetches, but onslaught fetches, the ones that were strictly outside of the modern format, the ones that no one were expecting. Hells yes, this set is already a class high above what Theros was offering because fetch lands equal happiness. That's the rule. And the other rule is the downside of fetch lands is all shuffling all the time. Good Lord, the loading screens we are putting into standard right now are going to affect us for quite a while. Or not quite as long as it could be. Let's talk quickly about the new standard breakdown. So after 18 months of planning, WotC finally divulged they were breaking up standard into 3 blocks, getting rid of the core set, and each block will now only have 2 sets because ever since the very first one, that is Weatherlight, third sets have sucked horribly, and God knows they tried to fix it. They tried third sets with a similar theme and different mechanics. They tried a third set with a completely different theme. They tried third sets that went to the weird extremes, and they have tried literally every which way but loose, and the damn thing still sucked in one way or another. So what is the solution? Stop doing them. God, it's so simple, isn't it? Just cut it out. Go balls out with the 2 sets you do get. Give us a new sweet block reveal twice a year instead of just once, and stop fighting against yourself with core sets that were both for the new player and the veteran player, but did little to really satisfy either. Needless to say, after the entire internet was like, yeah, brah, why the hell did you wait so long? Wizards couldn't believe it. Hell, Marrow even made a comic about it. I'm not sure I've ever seen such a huge sea change get such an overwhelmingly positive reaction. There's like one dude on an island somewhere, he's totally pissed, but everyone else, they can't wait to get started. Each standard will now feature the most 3 recent blocks, so when the new big set comes out, the oldest block will leave us. That means Khans of Tarkir will be the last of the 3 set blocks, and Magic 2016 will be the last core set. Good friggin' riddance. I mean, how long could they really have done that? Focus on a Planeswalker dance they did. It was Chandra igniting sparks and Garrick hunting bigger game, and soon Jace will be drawing sparkling cards or something. I can't wait to see a standard where the metagame shifts are faster and we get 2 sweet new blocks per year instead of the one that was always monkeyed with in some fashion or another. Okay, so let's get back to Khans, and how about a Planeswalker to kick it off? Sarkin, the Dragon Speaker, is friggin' awesome. Seriously, he turns into a dragon. Hell yeah, he turns into a dragon. I mean, just look at the damn trailer. So cool. Yeah, I'm pissed, so I'm gonna be the dragon your entire plane is devoid of. I'm so badass. I am the thing you worship. Oh my God, Sarkin. And the card ain't that shabby either. You're bashing instantly with a 5 loyalty walker who doesn't even lose loyalty when you chump block, or you're killing something annoying and dumb. I also love the trend of ultimates that are really just sweet, unkillable enchantment-like effects. Not every Planeswalker needs to insta-win with their ultimate, and Sarkin and Sorin Solemn Visitor is close as well. While Sarkin is way sexier and cooler, don't count out old Sorin here. The ability to make a 2-power evasive creature, one that can block Delver of Secrets with ease, mind you, is an ability to take note of. Not to mention his first ability lasts through your opponent's turn, so holding back on defense just got even better. And again, to get an uncounterable, unstoppable Abyss with his ultimate is a way to actually have it fire off in the game, but not be so backbreaking you just can't overcome it. But let's keep going. Have you seen Sultai Charm? Oh man, Bug never looked so good, as I think this thing may even have the potential to see Legacy play, and at worst will shine in Standard and Modern. I mean, let's see. We got Ultimate Price for Black, we got Naturalized for Green, and Catalog for Blue. That seems friggin' fantastic and is useful at basically every point in the game. When at worst you're drawing cards, you know you're cooking with gas. But let's talk about ascendancies for a second, because right now we got 3 of the 5, and they're not shabby. The worst is Temur Ascendancy, basically because Fires of Yavimaya is sweet, but if you can't sack it for a bonus and you don't have any 4+ power drops to start drawing cards, it's a little on the weak side. But what it lacks, Mardu and Abzan make up quite quickly. Mardu Ascendancy is friggin' sweet, even if the second ability looks kinda weird. For a clan that just wants to attack and party all the time, Eddie Murphy style, this thing is super sweet. 1-drop, 2-drop that hopefully has haste, and 3-drop, get this, and 2 free goblin attackers, yeah! But that second ability is super sneaky because not only does it mess with your opponent's ability to block, it subtly hoses Anger of the Gods in a most pleasing fashion. Yeah, that doesn't say attacking creatures you control get +0/+3. Ob's Ascendancy is even juicier when it comes to 1-drop, 2-drop, this thing. Both of them immediately get counters, and what is more junk mid-range, or Obzon mid-range, as we'll call it soon enough, than having complete built-in Wrath protection, in hostilities protection, and if you got 2 of them out, you get twice as many free 1/1s? Oh man, stop the insanity! Speaking of, Vindicate 2.0, or what some are calling Vinda 7, Utter End just solves problems. That's what he does. He's the wolf. When you get yourself in a problem, you call up Utter End and you get that crap taken care of. Sure, it can't exile lands, but you know what the most unfun thing in Magic is? Mana Screw. Right behind it, land destruction. Trust me, as someone who's lived in a world of Stone Rain and the Annex and the Mortivore and Wildfire and the same standard where your Paladin on deck was the true tech because it couldn't get spot removal or killed by that wildfire, you don't want to live in that world, guys. It sucks. This spell does not. Be happy we have it, and if you like black or white mana in basically any way, you might as well get your set now. It will be heavily played for the next year or so. So we've got the Ascendancy cards, we've talked about the Planeswalkers, how about them Khans? Now we've seen Zergo and he's sweet, but what about Sidisi, Blood Tyrant? This one, it's cute. She's relying on a random factor, and if you mill 3 creatures, you're still only getting 1 zombie. If there's a card or effect that lets you mill yourself multiple times, something like a Dream Twist or whatever, but that means you kind of start your deck with 4 Sidisi and 4 Dream Twists, and that already sounds terrible. But where Sidisi is kind of Narset is not. Narset Enlightened Mentor is being seriously underrated right now. Do you know how sick this card is? Do you understand you get up to 4 free spells just by attacking once? And if she somehow gets haste, you get it immediately? Sure, there's Anger of the Gods, but Hero's Downfall, Silence of the Believers, and Banishing Light are not leaving the competitive scene anytime soon. With the ability to craft a combat step where she lives to fight another day means you get up to 8 spells with which to cast for absolutely nothing, and that's powerful. And you know what I found? The Jeskai, as we know them, they're not Kung Fu Panda, they're the Wu-Tang Clan. Look at this awesome spoiler flying crane technique. Come on, how is that not called Bring the Ruckus? Or at least Enter the Wu-Tang, am I right? You know, Narset being Rizza is a possibility I'm totally okay with. Speaking of incredibly powerful, Anafenza the Foremost is not messing around. This girl is a 3-mana 4/4 who subtly hosts the Sultai returning Delve mechanic while further pushing the Outlast mechanic from Obzon and encouraging you to continue attacking or continue to use Outlast. Now, what is Outlast? It's the ability to pay mana, tap a creature and its sorcery speed, put a counter on it, and hopefully do something else. Take, for instance, Herald of Anafenza. This card is fan-freaking-tastic, and if aggro players around the world haven't woke up to this thing yet, all you need is this guy on turn 1, maybe something on turn 2, and then you literally just sit back and make 1/1s until this guy is a monster. I smash in with a 4/5 and 3 free 1/1s. Control decks hate it when they can't get 2 or 3 cards for just 1 versus their aggro opponents, and this card is literally designed to do just that. An army in a can. You can play him, sit back, grow your army. It's like a Chia Pet that kills your opponent. Another favorite is Rattleclaw Mystic. Holy shnikes, guys, this card is ridiculous. Let's see, turn 1 Elvish Mystic, turn 2 this guy morph, turn 3 unmorph him, play a land, tap himself, your lands, and the Elvish Mystic for 6 mana on turn 3 must be and is. While this is, of course, magical and Christmas land all wrapped into one, there is no doubt this card is a major player for Standard and will be fixing and ramping a lot of decks and not just the teamer one. Turning our eye to Jeskai for a moment, can I say how much I love Prowess? It is a terrific mechanic. It has clearly shown its power on Grandma Gets Her Groove Back, also known as Jeskai Elder. Why is she dancing? Because bluffing is a powerful thing, and there ain't no bluffing like a Jeskai bluffing, because the Jeskai bluffing don't stop. With such blowout potential, it will be a risk every time you block a creature with Prowess, particularly when they have any spell to fire off that makes you lose the trade. It also lets them push the power level of cards like Jeskai Wind Scout that could easily turn into a 4/3 flyer for just 3 mana, but thanks to the variance of Magic is still a sexy 2/1 flyer with a ton of upside. Hats off to the designers on that one. So that's all I've got with Khans of Tarkir so far. This is one sexy set, and I am truly digging what Wizards is doing on the cards, mechanics, and even the clan names are growing on me. Did you enjoy the show? Help me make more by sponsoring the Magic Show over at Patreon. Huge thanks to executive producer level patrons Dany Bron and Keith Bishop for their incredible support, and you can join them and many others over at Patreon to help fuel this content. So until next time, Magic players, this is Evan Irwin, tapping the cards so you don't have to.
I always like the fatties.